This week, we will be looking at the proposed takeover of Newcastle United, Schalke going bankrupt, the dream £100,000 job. Also bringing you the most exciting transfer gossip, throwback of the week, and stick around until the end of the video for...
Who's that?
Football player. Right, let's get into it. So one of the biggest stories this week has been that Newcastle are close to being taken over by the Saudi royal family. Now this will be music to the ears of many Newcastle fans who would see an injection of cash into their club like no club has ever seen. After years of having to put up with stingy Mike Ashley draining resources out of the club, Newcastle have the prospect of becoming one of the top sides in the Premier League. There's been some criticism of the human rights record of Saudi Arabia, and by extension their royal family. But anyone who amasses a wealth to a level that they can buy a Premier League club will have had to exploit other people in one way or another. We didn't hear nearly the same uproar when Abramovich was looking to take over Chelsea, and some might say the way in which he amassed his fortune was unethical too. I think fans of other clubs are sour that there may be another big player now in the Premier League. And you might say it's making the Premier League unfair, with some super rich and others not so much. But we're already at a point where the league is unequal, and that's not going to change anytime soon. So if anything, this move is a step towards making the league more equal by every club having stupidly rich owners. Going from the stupidly rich to the almost broke, Schalke, a historic club in Germany who have won the Bundesliga 7 times, are at risk of going bankrupt. While the coronavirus is having a massive impact on football clubs across the world, you'd expect clubs in the top flight of a major European division to be somewhat sheltered. But Schalke have carried out expensive infrastructure improvements in recent years and have been woefully bad in the transfer market. In the last few years, they've signed Breel Mbolo for €24 million, Nabil Bentaleb for €17 million, and Sebastian Rudy for €14 million. Significant amounts for a club in the Bundesliga. They let Mbolo go to Mönchengladbach for €9 million a few years later, and the market value of Bentaleb and Rudy are €3 and €4 million respectively. The key date here will be the 2nd of May, when the club are due to receive the 4th instalment of their media rights. However, if this money is delayed, there is a huge chance that Schalke will go under. What are your thoughts? Should the Bundesliga step in to save them? Now, who wants £100,000 to work in the football space? Manchester United are looking for a superfan to run the club's social media for a mighty £100,000 a year. This is ludicrous money, but everyone recognises that Man United's social media game is well behind its counterparts, with Manchester City leading the way in this area. This would be a dream job, especially for many United fans, but how long can you put up with Pogba and Lingard dabbing before the money is just not worth it? Another obstacle might be the long list of requirements that Manchester United have posted with the job, which include knowledge of social channels in the Far East, experience working with SEO, CRM and analytics teams, and 5 years of experience running large branded social media. Yeah, I'll have to pass on this one. And now presenting our throwback of the week in light of Newcastle's proposed takeover. Take it away.
Ryan Taylor for Newcastle. Cisse has gone for it. Oh, he scored! Happy Cisse with an unbelievable goal.
Pogba is now being linked with a move back to Italy, but he won't be going back to Juventus. Inter Milan, who have already made moves for a number of Manchester United players in recent years, have their eyes on the long unsettled Paul Pogba. But they'll have to join a long list of suitors which include Real Madrid and PSG amongst others. Tell me, where do you think Pogba will be playing at the start of next season? Barcelona have reportedly offered Chelsea the chance to sign unfavoured midfielder Philippe Coutinho for a fee of £70 million. It was only a few seasons ago when Barcelona splashed out €130 million to bring the Brazilian to the Camp Nou, but he never settled and has since been on loan to Bayern Munich. Now we know Coutinho was a magician in the Premier League, but the move doesn't make sense to me and will definitely impact the development of Mason Mount. Chelsea have also got other areas to consider improvements in first. Cavani to Newcastle. That's the latest rumour in light of the Saudi takeover. You honestly wouldn't have thought that you'd be hearing Cavani and Newcastle in the same sentence, but despite being a long shot, I could see it happening. Newcastle are going to have to offer ludicrous wages to bring any sort of talent to their club, and at this stage in his career, Cavani might be looking for a payday. I'd keep your eyes peeled on this one. And now to close out the show, it's time for
Who's that?
football player. I was born on the 26th of July, 1985. I was born in Toulouse, France. I started my career at Cannes before being signed by Arsenal as a teenager in 2002. I made 22 appearances for the French national team. I won the Premier League with Arsenal and Manchester City. I scored 6 goals in my career. I played at left back. That's right, it was Gaël Clichy. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, stay tuned.